Welcome, sports fans. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got Precious Achiuwa. Downs is out there with Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Bridges in at the point. And for Philadelphia, George is out there with Maxey. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Oubre. And it's Embiid in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Maxey. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Bridges passes to Anunoby. New York moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Here's Achiuwa. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Nick Nurse for a minute, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. He'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. See if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now, here is George. Busts the three after using the pump fake.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. Pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Bridges kicks to Achiuwa. Good on the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Offensive rebound. Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Once Drummond gets the ball there, you can kiss it goodbye.
To the inside. Here's Anunoby. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
The numbers will back it up, Brent, but when you watch OG Anunoby, it's easy to see why he is an elite defender.
Yeah, Kevin, he's been slept on by a lot of casual fans around the NBA, but trust me, diving deeper into the numbers, OG's defense is elite. He's got that strength, he's got the wingspan, he's got great instincts, and he is daunting for any would-be scorer that wants to put points on the board.
Here's Anunoby after the Sixers pick up 2. And he converts the layup. Anunoby's got his second basket.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Outside, George. Pass to Embiid. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's George. It's Drummond, high post. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
I think of Andre Drummond as a big man's big man. He's a steadfast presence in the paint who really focuses on owning the backboard and attacking the rim.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
First team foul.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Bridges finds Achiuwa.
Great defense from Andre Drummond that time. An immovable object that has some length.
George passes to Oubre. Misses the 3. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Towns sets the pick for Anunoby. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That was pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now, here's Bridges. No scoring in this one. A miss that time would have put him up. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. A nice shot by George.
Well, Paul George just felt out the defense there, and because they weren't close, he could just pull up.
Bridges with it. Maxey covering. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
And slam dunk by Maxey.
Doesn't take much for Maxey to find a lane to the rim.
To the paint. Hart kicks to Achua. Towns wide open. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And they double up Maxey. Oubre outside. Drummond finds Maxey. For 3. Knicks with the rebound. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. And there's Bridges on the assist by Hart.
Well, Bridges is down low, doing a great job of just pounding the defense. Makes the shot.
Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. And it's George finishing it off.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Achua in the corner. Off target from outside. It's all tied in Philadelphia. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the 76ers, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
On the court for the Knicks, Anunoby out there with Towns. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then there's Achua. And it's Hart in at the 2. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. We have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. We have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you. They get it again. Outside for George. Pass to Embiid. 6 on the shot clock. From the arc. And George is good for 3. George has got the lead up to 3 now for Philadelphia.
George with the innate ability and sense when he has to get it off quick.
And here is Achua. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Achua's got 6 points. Outside for George. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Oubre dishes to George. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
Drummond has a lot of ways to beat you down low. His points are coming deep in the paint now.
Here's a
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Drummond. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. 7 points for Andre Drummond.
Nice play, George creating for others, just manufacturing some points.
Bridges against Oubre. The 3. Out to the wing. Oubre against Bridges. The kick out to Towns. Bridges outside. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. George will bring it up for Philadelphia. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Hart with the screen for Bridges. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
George looking over the floor. Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, just not going to get too cute with it here. Get the ball to PG and let PG cook.
Anunoby with it. George picks him up. There's the 3. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. The 76ers leading by 5. Into the lane. Pass to Embiid. No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. No good from outside. The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Bridges passes to Achua. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. That's 10 points for Precious Achua.
People talk about 3-and-D with Bridges, but he can pass it too.
George sets a screen for Maxey. And slam dunk by Maxey.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Hart with the screen for Bridges. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Drummond with the screen on Bridges. Maxey kicks to George. Back to Maxey. And Bridges with the block.
More than capable as a defender, Bridges with a great job using his length.
.12 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Another miss by Maxey. And here is Bridges. No good on the last second attempt there. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the 76ers. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot from Cleveland. They're thinking about the shot.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
They've got Edwards. Lonnie Walker is out there with Lowry. And it's Bona in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
And there's a quality about the way Kyle Lowry steps onto the floor and plays with intensity that I think competitors and even opponents really appreciate. He just gives the game everything that he possibly has, and it elevates his play.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Assisted.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalen Brunson is a very cerebral player. He says he focuses on the little things. The attention to detail has made the game a lot easier. I know what I'm capable of. So as long as I keep working on my craft, keep the same mindset, only good things are going to happen for me. Kevin, back to you.
Good stuff, David. Amazing how far he has come. We appreciate the report. Brett, when you survey Jalen Brunson, going from role player now to all-star, what a rise. What's been the key for him?
I just think it's confidence, Kevin. I mean, simple confidence. I don't think there's one point where Jalen Brunson didn't believe that, not that he was the best player on the court, but that he was going to be the best leader. And that has translated into him producing some massive scoring and assist nights for any team that he's played on. This guy is a winner.
Outside Lowry. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
And you make the next pass. Nice job by Lowry there.
Brunson against Lowry. Brunson the pass to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation, and the delivery on time, on target.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Payne, he's checked in for Miles McBride. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. The quick look, no good that time. That's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for Philadelphia. Leading by 5. Brunson against Lowry. Outside, Walker. Basket counts. Walker's got 5. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Robinson a screen on Lowry. Here's Brunson. Here's Robinson. Got a hand on it. And they get it back. Here's Payne. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Yep, that one goes in there. And it's a 9-point 76ers lead.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down. And the game is fully in their control.
And here's Brunson outside. Brunson with another miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
1:36 left to play in the third. Down low, here's Robinson, and Robinson throws it down.
That's exactly what you expect. Mitchell Robinson within 3 feet, that's 2 points.
Lowry dishes to Edwards. Back to Lowry. Pass to Yabusele. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Yabusele's got the lead up to 9 now for Philadelphia. Brunson scanning the floor. Inside, here's Robinson. Good on the short little jump shot. He has 6.
Well, sometimes big men who set screens need rewards, and Robinson got one that time.
Pass to Bona. Back to Lowry. 36 seconds left here in the third quarter. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And Lowry has versatility to his game. There's no doubt about it. This time from the mid-range.
Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. There's the triple. The sweet lefty stroke of Jalen Brunson.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Here's Walker. Sinks that one from the post. Walker's got 7 points in the game.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Brunson the pass to Robinson. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And so it's Philadelphia. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
At the line for your 6th.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And on the floor for New York here in the 4th, we've got Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Precious Achiuwa. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Here's Bridges. Yes, that goes in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Pass to Drummond. Oubre outside. Embiid against Towns. 6 to shoot. It's deflected, and he gets it back. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Kelly Oubre.
And there are subtleties to Big Cat's approach. Nice pump fake that time.
Shooting for New York, Karl Anthony.
And Towns drops them both.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. You don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. And there's the foul. It's on Towns. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
On the wing, George. He's guarded by Anunoby. And George kicks to Drummond. Shot clock at 5. That one goes. Count it. And it's 9 points for Andre Drummond.
That's a pretty sweet dish there by Paul George. Just selfless on that play.
Bridges outside. 20 feet out. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Embiid in the corner. Great touch from 3 from Embiid.
Come on, Joel Embiid. I mean, 7-footers are not supposed to shoot like that.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. The 76ers leading by 11. Now Maxey. Some solid defense from Hart. Oubre against Bridges. And he drives in, and he makes that one. Bridges has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Like when Bridges attacks the lane like this, showing he's not afraid to play physical.
Drummond with a screen on Bridges. Knocked away. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Pass to Hart. Anunoby in the corner. Hart with the screen for Anunoby. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside, George. Now here's Embiid. He's guarded by Anunoby. And George kicks to Maxey. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
In a moment, now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Philadelphia.
Credit them for not settling. I mean, they've been in attack mode off the dribble all game long, and thus far, it's been on.
Something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. And these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high-percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
There's Embiid. It's rebounded by New York. And a fast break now for New York. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Towns. And so George will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Drummond passes to George. Now here's Embiid. Just 5 to shoot. Back to George. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Towns.
Yeah, they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Anunoby, good.
And the native of England Anunoby doesn't back down from taking the big shots.
Maxey kicks to George. To the middle. Money!
The nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up enough.
Maxey passes to Uber. Now Embiid to end the cold streak. Nails the triple.
And there is no back down in Joel Embiid. He is ready to rise to the occasion in the big moment.
Here's Bridges on the wing. Anunoby. The tray. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Here's George. And then George with the jam.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Towns for three. Rebound Andre Drummond. Bridges with the steal. So the 76ers win it. It was up for much appreciated, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony.
looking at the... two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
A look at Cleveland's opening lineup. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Okoro is out there with Donovan Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the small forward position.
The speed of that first step is just what makes Mitchell so difficult to contain.
Here's George. Oh, and the dunk by George!
This guy is putting on a clinic for the people.
Man, I'm shocked. I can't believe he pulled that off in a real game. Out to Mobley. Pass to Hunter. Mobley, a screen on Oubre. Back to Mobley. 6 to shoot. Hunter against Oubre. Hunter can't get it to go.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
First quarter of play, a minute in. To the middle. Here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
The perfect roller. Joel Embiid can pop out and shoot, cut, make the extra passes. Really anything in that set.
Here's Mitchell. Oh, my goodness. How about that?
Oh, he's had that move saved up for a minute. You could tell with that smile on his face, Mitchell making the most of that opportunity.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
And Cleveland has possession after the Sixers picked up a basket a moment ago. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
It is not an easy thing to body up to Mitchell. He is built like an absolute brick.
George scanning the floor. And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's George. Five to shoot. Embiid a screen on Hunter. Here's George. Drummond for 3. The Cavaliers pull it in.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Mitchell. From deep. Sinks it. What range from downtown. Mitchell's got 9 points.
Okay, Spider's showing his range way back there.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Joel Embiid is setting records with his scoring. But he said, when I get stuck into just being a scorer, that's not the best version of me. I like sharing the ball. As you've seen the last couple of years, the teams that have won, they move the ball. Nothing is static. So that's how we should play. Pretty simple, Brian.
Yeah, great understanding, right? Thanks, Allie. And it's out of bounds to Cleveland.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Now here's Mitchell. 9 points in the game.
Yeah, just an outstanding defender. George's timing and feel for how to guard guys is a valuable commodity. Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Mitchell against George. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. Here's Mobley. Soft touch off the glass.
The nice touch from the interior. Mobley looks very comfortable shooting from there.
George outside. Pass to Embiid. Kicks it to George. From outside, off the mark. The Cavaliers have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall. Mobley, no good. Philadelphia's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Three-pointer. And George with the basket on the assist from Embiid. He's got 10.
And the defense has to be more aware of Paul George. You got to know how fast his trigger is.
It's good.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
The physicality of George. His coaches and teammates encourage him to attack and draw contact.
That's good from George. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Now here's Mobley. Pass to Hunter. Mobley, a screen on Oubre. Hunter passes to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Not a long way up for Mobley, but he rises to the rim for the finish.
And here's George. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's his 4th personal foul.
That one on Mitchell. Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
Outside Mitchell. Allen with a screen on George. The 3 from Mitchell. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Paul George. He's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early.
Oh, big finish!
Wow. Okay, I see you. Oh, the electric Tyrese Maxey.
Mitchell against George. Ooh, Mitchell just muscling his way in.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
And Maxey, here we go. Out to Oubre. Embiid against Mobley. Embiid passes to Oubre. Embiid inside.
Defense looks helpless against Embiid on that slam. He's just too physical.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. With an MVP trophy under his belt, Joel Embiid has only become more dominant, RJ.
I think that 2023 MVP increased his confidence. It allowed him to feel like he really was the best player in the world. And I think it motivated him to keep pushing himself. And the results speak for themselves because the stats, they back that up. The pure shooting stroke of Maxey, gifted at draining it from outside the arc.
That's tipped. Hunter passes to Mitchell. And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. Oh, get up, Donovan. Wow.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Drummond to screen on Hunter. The kick out to Maxey. Allen with it. Guarded now by Maxey. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Hunter. Mitchell against George. Out to Mobley. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by George.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
for those just joining us. We're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. And the jam by George.
Yeah, it seems like George could do this all night. He just keeps finding shots.
And here's Mitchell. 17 points in the game. He buries it from 3.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
And the foul called on Evan Mobley. That's his first foul. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Shot clock at 2. Here's George. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. And so it's Mobley with it. He brings it up for Cleveland. They trail by 3. Hunter with the ball, and Drummond picks him up defensively. Allen can't get it to go. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game.
Remarkable work in transition. Maxey just overwhelms the defense when the break is on.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Right side, Mitchell. Hunter, a screen on Oubre. Mitchell, the pass to Hunter. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Hunter's gotten his first points in this one.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning." That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night.
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie.
That sudden move off the pick, Maxey is tough to stay with defensively.
Mitchell deciding where to go with it. There's the 3. Drummond grabs the miss.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Here's George. And George with the jam.
He's not going to take it easy when he gets to the bucket. George will hammer it home.
Okoro passes to Hunter. Out to Mobley. Poke loose. Oh, George with a steal. Now here's Drummond. With 1 on the clock. And it's good on the lay-in. And now it's a 9-point Philadelphia lead.
Whew, just selling the defense on the pump fake.
And so it's Philadelphia. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports. And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
So for Cleveland right now, Javonte Green out there with Darius Garland. Then it's Max Strus. Then there's Tristan Thompson. And it's Wade in at the 4 spot. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. That's good from Garland.
And I love watching Garland mature into a leader. And you know what? He is not done yet.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Strus with a screen on Lowry. Here's Garland. Hey, hangs it midair and converts the double clutch layup.
That's tough to take as a defender. You've got position, and you still get beat.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Bona. Back to Edwards. Out to Lowry. 4 on the clock. Here's Bona shoots over Thompson, and they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. And Cleveland's shooting great, 62% from the field and continuing to get it done. Spins. Walker with a steal. Edwards for three. And he can't get that one. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Here's Green. Walker pulls down the board. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Knocks down the long J.
Defensively, got to close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
Thompson with a screen. Garland for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Garland's got 6 here in the quarter.
Hitting them right back. Garland fires off the three-point answer.
Here's Edwards. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Nice offense here. Close in. Great bet to go.
Philadelphia shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Cavaliers trail by 8. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. And that one's good.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Here's Lowry. The kick out to Edwards. And that comes off the assist by Lowry. Edwards got his second basket of the game.
And that's how you orchestrate the offense. Lowry showing the vision and the unselfishness.
Strus finds Garland. Strus with a screen on Lowry. Garland, the pass to Strus. 6 on the shot clock. An easy 2 on the layup. Philadelphia leading by 6. Edwards a screen on Garland. Outside Edwards for 3. Nails it from 3. Edwards got 7.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Garland scanning the floor. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Green.
Philadelphia ball.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Yep, that one's good. Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Edwards. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
A minute 29 left to play in the third. Thompson, a screen on Lowry. Outside Garland. Outside Green. Clock is at 3. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Thompson's shot is off. The Sixers lead by 11. Walker in the post. Guarded by Garland. Walker against Garland. Walker passes to Edwards. Driving inside. And Edwards slams it in.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Pass to Thompson. Back to Garland. They need this. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Just great energy on the offensive glass. That's exactly how you cut into a lead.
Boy, a slam like that is sure to give him a spark. And here's Edwards outside. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. From deep, Strus counted from distance. Strus has got 7 points.
He's getting after it, but needs some help if they're going to get it done.
Outside Edwards. Launches it. Again, the miss by Edwards. Outside Strus. The three is up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Philadelphia finishing the quarter with an 8-point. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. We've got Paul George. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Tyrese Maxey, and it's Oubre in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
When he has enough space, he's more than comfortable letting it fly from outside.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
Philadelphia on D. Outside Hunter. It's hauled in by Oubre. Philadelphia leading by 11. George with it. Guarded now by Mitchell. And George gets it to go on the assist by Oubre. George has got 20 points.
Getting it done inside. You know, I love seeing George be active on the interior.
Philadelphia's got 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Got a piece of it. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Outside Hunter. Okoro passes to Hunter. Back to Okoro. Allen with a screen on Maxey. The 3 from Okoro. Sinks it from distance. Okoro's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Maxey passes to Embiid. Off target from outside.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Okoro with the ball. Picked up by Embiid. Here's Allen. Back to Okoro. Out to the right wing. Here's Mobley. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one. But look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. 23 points in the game.
Yeah, good luck stopping that. When PG is hitting the pull-up with his size and hops, just got to tip your hat.
George against Mitchell. Into the... Oh, Donovan Mitchell! He's got springs in those legs.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. Back to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Well-run play, and Mitchell puts it in the perfect spot.
George with it. Guarded now by Okoro. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Mitchell on the run. And Mitchell with the slam.
I'm just going to be real with you. With a full head of steam, the defense, they might not even bother when Mitchell's going that quickly.
George against Hunter. Ooh, it's stolen away. Pass to Mitchell. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. On the take. Oh, he lost the grip and he missed the dunk. Maxey passes to Embiid. Out to Oubre. Back to Embiid. Here's Drummond. The 3, George. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist. George has got 8 points here in the quarter.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the 76ers.
They had more assists and shot the ball more efficiently. Those things tend to go.
Oh!
Wow! Big finish right there!
What a finish. Wow. That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Mitchell, the pass to Allen. Embiid with a steal. Fast break, Philadelphia.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be quarterbacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Here's Mitchell to halt the run. Here's Allen. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Sharing the love. If you get yourself this open, Mitchell will set you up.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for Cleveland. A 12-point game. Second chance shot. The kick to Hunter. 5 on the clock.
DeAndre Hunter. 3.
And so it's Philadelphia with the W. A competitive game. You have to feel like this. All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for
What a matchup. We have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Mitchell is out there with the Okoro. And it's Hunter in at the small forward.
Boy, everyone seems to want a three-point shot now. Clearly something Evan Mobley is working towards.
Here's Bridges. Lets the three fly. The rebound by Mitchell. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau, and his priority this time out is trying to make it hard for Donovan Mitchell. He told me Donovan is an elite three-level scorer. It's going to take more than one player to slow him down. We need all five guys communicating and working together defensively. A big challenge. Guys?
Thanks, David. Now, here's Mitchell. Mobley outside. Pocket six. And a miss there on the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Doris, the Cavs had a very successful 23-24 season. 47 wins and the number 4 seed in the East.
And Kevin winning a playoff series, their first one without LeBron James since 1993. Most of the players on the floor weren't even alive back then. Incredible to think of it in that context.
Here's Hunter. OG Anunoby making his last shot. Mobley dishes to Allen. Towns with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Hunter. Now here's Okoro. Defended by Hart. Okoro's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that position.
This one for three. Cans it from downtown. And this game is tied up now.
You can't afford to let Hart get going from deep. He's ready to shoot it when given the opportunity.
Mitchell looking it over. Hunter with a screen on Anunoby. 5 to shoot. Mitchell kicks to Hunter. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The shot by Mitchell, no good.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Anunoby, right side. Now, Okoro. Mitchell outside. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. It's good from long range.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
And it's Towns penetrating, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Jared Allen.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
But Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well for me, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player. There are very few guys who can match the athleticism of Donovan Mitchell. How quickly does he get off his feet?
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge, find a way, and he does.
Now, here's Mitchell. 5 points in the game. Pass to Hunter. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Rebounded by Hart. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. And stolen by Hunter. Allen outside. For three, Mitchell. It's hauled in by Achua.
What a nice individual defensive effort right there. Did a great job contesting.
That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And here is Okoro. Still scoreless. Mitchell wide open. Sinks the three-pointer.
You love how confident Donovan Mitchell is. On the catch-and-shoot opportunities, there's no hesitation.
Here's Bridges. And at the top of the key, Towns. No good on that one. Intercepted. It could go. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Cleveland. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Cavaliers.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Isaac Okoro out there with Mitch. And it's Hunter at the three spot. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Well, you cannot let Mikal Bridges get into the paint because he's going to hammer it home when you do.
Doris, the way this Knicks roster was put together, they have a great level of physicality.
Kevin, if you think about it, with the way the rules are starting to trend back toward that level of physicality, they've got an opportunity to be successful. They also have a big-time star in Jalen Brunson, so there's a lot to like about the future.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. OG Anunoby has become a great complementary offensive weapon. Coach Tom Thibodeau says he's got a really good feel for it. He's very unique in that sense. He knows how to read defenses and how to attack. Kevin, his acquisition has taken this team to another level at both ends of the court. Back to you.
DA, it's been phenomenal. No question about that whatsoever. Thank you so much.
You've got to be aware and stay attached to Mikal Bridges beyond that arc. This guy's dangerous as a shooter.
15.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Mitchell. A kick out to Mobley. And there's the call on Evan Mobley. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
New York's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. To the inside. To the left side wing. Achua. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Cleveland's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Allen passes to Mitchell. A basket good off the assist from Allen. Mitchell's got 10 points in the game.
Strength, athleticism, Donovan Mitchell in the paint, quite comfortable, folks.
Allen with the ball. Hart covering. For three, Mitchell scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. When a team, Doris, is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting, even when you don't have your best game available.
Allen, a screen on Anunoby. And Mitchell puts up a deep three. Can't connect from long distance. Hart, wide open. He fires. And the three ball is good. Hart's got it all tied up now for the Knicks.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Allen against Anunoby. Allen kicks to Mobley. Knicks with the rebound.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
And so it's Mobley now who brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And with each passing season, DB, OG Anunoby seems to keep getting more and more versatile.
You are exactly right, Kevin. What we know unequivocally is this is one of the best cross-positional defenders in the league. One of those guys that's truly capable of guarding 1 to 5. But his willingness to be a three-point threat and offensive rebound and put it on the deck is exactly what you're talking about. Oh, give it to him at the rim, OG Anunoby. That's power, athleticism, beautifully done.
Mitchell against Anunoby. The drive by Mitchell. Mobley wide open. Again, Mobley missing. For New York, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. To the paint, here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Well, just coming right off the pick and roll to finish beautifully. Towns looking so comfortable.
Mitchell with it. He's picked up by Anunoby. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Bridges against Hunter. And that one drops for him.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
Bridges passes to Anunoby. Tipped away. Stolen by Okoro. Mobley looking it over. On its way from Hunter for 2. It's a tie game in New York. The Jets now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Well, one of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offense. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
We've got Mitchell Robinson. DeJuan Wright is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Cameron Payne. And it's Brunson in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. Here's Thompson. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist.
Now this guy's is something Garland does so well. Excellent reading defenses, exploiting them in the pick and rolls. That is nicely done.
It's Strus on the wing. Guarded by Wright. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Wright. Plays it up and banks it in.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, as always with Tom Thibodeau teams, they are level-headed. He said of his Knicks, we want guys to sacrifice and put the team first, but there has to be that belief. When your best players have it, your entire team ends up having it. We know if we stay disciplined, we'll have a chance to win. Kevin?
A very good chance, D.A. Thank you. Payne kicks it to Tucker, and Brunson has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Dean Wade. That's his first personal.
And this is the time now where
Jalen Brunson at the line.
a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay reviews is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
They get it back. Thompson, pass to Strus. Here's Garland. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Garland's got the game tied up here for the Cavs.
Tremendous balance and body control. Darius Garland, no stranger to finishing inside.
Payne's shot is good.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Garland against Wright. Now, here's Strus. He's guarded closer. One-on-one fast break. Payne with it. Wade picks him up. And Wright kicks it to Tucker. Now here's Payne, guarded by Garland. Yep, that one goes. Payne's got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
Way to create just enough separation to get that shot to go.
Well, to me, that's about skill overcoming size. And how about the fearlessness at the offensive end?
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
And a fun run by the Knicks in the playoffs. But Door's horrible injury luck ended their season.
Kevin, borderline absurd bad luck for injuries. You think about it, Julius Randle goes down in the regular season. And then in the playoffs alone, Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, and Bojan Bogdanovic all missed significant time. And who can forget Jalen Brunson getting hurt in that Game 7? Almost unreal bad luck.
Garland, the pass to Strus. A three-pointer off the mark. New York leading by 4. Brunson surveying the D. Launches it. New York, no good that time either.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Down low, there's Garland. Out to Wade. Launches a 3. Trains the three-pointer. Wade's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, just quick with the decision-making. Smart pass by Darius Garland.
Here's Brunson. And it's Wade with the rebound. Cleveland's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Back to Green. Shoots over Payne. And Green gets it to go. Green's got his first basket. The Knicks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Brunson the pass to Payne. Out to Brunson. Right outside. Right wing. 6 to shoot. Wade outside. Here's Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, Thompson's athleticism allows him to finish with power.
Green against Brunson to stop the run. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Robinson. 39-38. Wade outside. He got it up, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cavaliers ahead, leading by.
Come on, everyone.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cavaliers. And so in the game for the Cavaliers.
How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Hart finds Towns. Back to Hart. Driving inside. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. 10 points for Josh Hart.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Here's Mobley. Hits it from three-point range. Mobley. And the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Okay, quick shooting from the big fella. Mobley knocking in the jumper.
Hart with a screen on Hunter. The jump hook. Nice touch on the bank shot.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Mitchell against Anunoby. Mobley sets the pick for Okoro. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Mobley kicks to Allen. Allen, a screen on Anunoby. Just 4 to shoot. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Really good job to block out there. This is why you want to go put a body on someone when the shot goes up.
Bridges inside. He's against Allen.
You can tell Anthony Towns is about the team. This guy's solid at working the basketball around.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Mobley. And here is Okoro. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Mobley sets the pick for Allen. Shoots over at Chua. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Hart the pass to Bridges. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
If you overplay Mikal Bridges to take the jump shot, that's creating driving lanes, and he'll take advantage.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Allen. And it's Allen slamming it down.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Bridges kicks to Anunoby. Driving to the basket. And Anunoby slams it in.
You can see that OG Anunoby wants the opportunity to deliver in a big moment and does.
For 3, Mitchell. A three-pointer is right on target. Mitchell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Bridges, right side. Here's Hart. Here he goes. Rebounded by Allen. Cavaliers leading. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And Hunter, here we go. Second chance shot. Shooting foul as the whistle. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. To now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to review it. We're double-checking, and the game continues on.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I listened to Tom Thibodeau talking to his team during the break. Coach was really hyping up his guys. He told them, this is what it's all about, fellas. You're in this spot for a reason. Go out and take this win. See if they can follow those instructions, guys.
Thanks, David. He drops the first one. That will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Guys, that was critical. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing out of him, though, at moments like this.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Anunoby outside. The kick out to Towns. Hart the pass to Towns. Jacks up a 3. Evan Mobley with the rebound.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Money!
How about the young big man, Evan Mobley, coming through in the clutch? We see you, young sir.
Towns finds Hart. Towns, a screen on Mitchell. Here's Hart. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And Joe Allen will bring it up for Cleveland. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
For 3, Bridges, it's good! And now they trail by just 4.
Mikal Bridges.
15 seconds left in the game.
Lakers lead 55-51.
Anunoby against Mitchell. Allen dishes to Mobley. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were
for joining us. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. They've got Maxey. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Kelly Oubre, and it's George in at the 2. And for the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Achua. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Bridges in at the point guard position. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Here's George. The Knicks making their last shot. The kick out to Maxey. And the basket is good.
Hey, one thing about Maxey, he was just born to score. This guy is a bucket getter.
Bridges against Oubre. Bridges with it. Inside. Here's Hart. Drummond grabs the miss. Maxey against Bridges. And just over a minute played here to start the game. Tyrese Maxey again. Maxey's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Maxey, an exciting player to watch. So unpredictably hard to guard.
Talking about Tyrese Maxey, Grant, here's a guy who's improved every year.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, from averaging 8 as a rookie to 26 points during his breakout 4th year, Maxey has added to his game every offseason and turned himself into an elite scorer. You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Bridges against Maxey. George, a screen on Bridges. Pass to George. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Good work in deep from George that time. He's far more than just a perimeter threat.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
On defense, the Sixers. Achua with it, picked up by Embiid. Puts it up from 12.
Now, the shooters get nervous when Embiid is nearby. Exceptional at contesting any shot within his reach, and even some that look like they're out of his reach.
George against Hart. Pass to Drummond. Clock at 6. George, a screen on Towns. Embiid. That one falls. Coming off a Drummond feed.
Inside, Embiid has almost too many options. A lot of ways he can get it done.
Oubre against Bridges. They set the pick. Over to the wing. Achua for 3. It's hauled in by Oubre. The Sixers lead by 3. Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Just aggressive and effective. Taking it right to the defense.
Now here's Oubre. Back to Drummond. Another shot. Kicks it to George. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. Bridges with it. Guarded now by George. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Good show of power that time by Towns, putting his shot up despite the foul.
Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, B.A. He's an elite three-point shooter, post scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
Now here's George. Drummond, a screen on Anunoby. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Here's George.
Yeah, great defense from Bridges. His coaches and teammates appreciate his energy.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I briefly spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Talking about Tyrese Maxey, he voiced how crucial it is to make sure that his defense doesn't allow him any breathing room. He told me, quote, Maxey can get hot in a hurry, so we can't afford to give him open looks. And with his speed, we definitely want to limit his opportunities in the open court. We'll see if the defense can slow his pace, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. And New York has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Bridges against Oubre. Anunoby, a screen on Oubre. Bridges passes to Anunoby. Shot clock at 5. Kicks it out Towns. Over Embiid. And there's Towns on the assist from Anunoby.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. For 3, George buries it from 3. George has got 5 points.
It's a big part of George's game, the three-point shot, and for good reason. I mean, he's a sniper out there.
They set a pick. Hart passes to Bridges. Here's Anunoby, and he dunks it down.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Here's Maxey. Boom! He jams it straight down.
I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
And that does it for the first quarter. Sixers ahead. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
I would like to highlight, too, guys, the excellent passing they've done early on. I mean, they've done a really good job putting the ball into the hands of guys ready to shoot it.
Achua is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Josh Hart. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Anunoby in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Achua gets the bucket.
In order to create effective spacing, you need enough guys on the floor that can hit from downtown.
Embiid, a screen on Anunoby.
15-14.
George passes to Oubre. George against Anunoby. Now here's George. He's guarded closely. The shot by Drummond, no good.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Well, Grant, all the high hopes Knicks fans have had in recent years, they have finally come to fruition.
Yeah, it really was good to see the Knicks have a great campaign last year. From the players, to the coaches, to the front office, and the fans. They've pressed all the right buttons. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Honestly, I don't know how he pulled that off.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throw this game.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. And the basket by Bridges.
Yeah, relentless worker. Bridges, so tough inside.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said, the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie. Achua can't hit.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Maxey passes to George. Embiid, a screen on Hart. Pass to Embiid. Nice move. Nifty move. Embiid Embiid just too tall inside.
Offensive rebounding is all about wanting it. Fantastic effort there, leading to second chance points.
What a 22-23 season it was for Joel Embiid. Named MVP with the Sixers, Clark.
Yeah, and that was Philly's first MVP since the answer, Allen Iverson, back in 2001. Embiid led the league in scoring at over 33 a game on 55% shooting from the floor. Remarkable. Nobody could stop him. He was virtually unguardable.
Drummond with the screen. Here's George.
2 minutes remaining.
Second shot opportunity. And Drummond with the finish. Drummond's got 5 points in the quarter.
This is what Drummond is known for, fellas. I mean, assertive, aggressive, relentless, hard-working. He's just a dog at offensive rebound.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
1:41 left in the first half. Here's Bridges driving in, and there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And Mikal Bridges, still one of the better wing defenders in the league, Grant.
Yeah, he's so great at pestering a shooter. Good lateral movement and wingspan makes him hard to get around. He might not be the best in the league, but he is well above average.
Embiid, a screen on Anunoby. Here's George, and the jam by George.
George playing strong down low. Love to see him finish with authority.
Anunoby passes to Towns. To the inside. Back to Hart. And he lays it up and in.
Getting inside and doing damage there really elevates Hart's game, and I'd like to see him be that kind of all-around threat.
Here's George. Pass to Embiid. Drummond with the ball. Just 5 to shoot. Towns against Embiid. And that one drops for him. Embiid's got 6.
Embiid, a versatile shot maker, showing off his mid-range game there.
There's a screen. Bridges. Outside Anunoby. Fires from deep. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in the game. And here's Oubre from the arc. Pure from 3-point range. Now it's a 6-point 76ers lead.
Always able to see the complete floor. Maxey, great vision.
Here's the Chua. Rebound by Philadelphia. George, right side. And here's Oubre from the arc. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Philadelphia with a 6-point lead. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this. Just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Boy, without question, OG Anunoby displaying all his skills today.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. Kyle Lowry out there with Walker. Then there's Edwards. And it's Bona in at the center position. And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973. And he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA. But clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
Their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second-chance opportunities can be game-changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Outside Walker. 3-pointer. Gets the 3 ball to go. Walker's got 5 points.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
Brunson looks it over. Robinson, a screen on Lowry. 4-3. Brunson nails it.
Don't let Brunson get hot. I mean, he'll answer all game long.
Outside Edwards. Walker, a screen on right. Edwards, the pass to Walker. 4-3. And it's New York with a rebound. Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Brunson against Lowry. Outside Brunson. It's Robinson, high post. Robinson, a screen on Lowry. Throws it up high. It's stolen. And he's all alone. Nice shot by Walker. Walker's got 7 points here in the quarter. Knicks trail by 8. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, Brian. The Knicks, one of the top defensive teams in the league, and it starts in the paint. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, "We've prided ourselves on having a tight shell. We've got great rim protection, guys who take charges, and we're aggressive on the ball. Guys, great defense has always been Tibbs' MO."
And nothing has changed now. Thanks, Allie. Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
And they double up Brunson. Screen by Robinson. Pass to Tucker. The three is up. The rebound by Lowry. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game.
Well, there's a pit bull kind of quality to Kyle Lowry's game. He's relentless at both ends.
And here's Brunson from the arc. The shot won't fall. The Sixers lead by 13. Lowry with it. Picked up by Tucker. And Edwards slams it in.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Brunson against Walker to stop the run. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Just great energy on the offensive glass. That's exactly how you cut into a lead.
Boy, a slam like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Pass to Bona. Robbed. The finish. Throw it down on the breakaway jam.
You know, guys like Bright, the energy he brings is contagious and good for the whole team. He never lets up, always going full throttle.
To the paint. Outside Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Banked it in off the glass. Edwards got 4 points this quarter.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And here's Lowry from the arc. Drops in the 3. Lowry's got 6.
And draining it from the corner. Lowry doesn't pass up shots like these.
3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here's Brunson from the arc. It's hauled in by the Sixers.
This has not been his best quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
To the right side. Gets it off. And that's not going to go. And so it's Philadelphia with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got P.J. Tucker. Jalen Brunson is out there with Landry Shamet. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Wright in at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. A new lineup here for New York.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Embiid finds George. Drummond, the screen on Anunoby. George, no good.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Here's Oubre. No good. A bit long that time. Knicks trail by 12. Outside Anunoby. Down low. And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
George has the open look. And another miss by Philadelphia.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Yeah, making the smart pass there. I mean, Bridges doesn't just hold the ball.
48-38.
It's George on the wing. Anunoby covering. Maxey against Bridges. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And you watch Tyrese Maxey, Clark. He's so good at creating offense.
Yeah, he can get that thing rack to rack and downhill in a heartbeat, BA. In the break and in the pick and roll, he puts tons of pressure on the defense because he's so quick. And he knows how to use angles, too. And he can shoot it from deep, so he's got the full package.
Anunoby for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. Achua against George. Pass to Drummond. And there's the foul. It'll go on Precious Achua. That'll be a 2nd foul of the game.
And there's just 1 foul now away from the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Drummond with the screen. For 3, George. And the jam by Drummond.
You know, Drummond always looks like he's trying to tear the basket down when he dunks.
Oh, they get a hand on it. Anunoby against Oubre. Oh, rejected by Drummond. George outside, looking to get back on track. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. Knicks trail by 14. Outside Anunoby. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Just about 3 minutes through the 4th and final quarter here. Anunoby for 3. That doesn't go either for Anunoby. Philadelphia leading by 14. Maxey with a screen on Anunoby. For 3, George. That doesn't go either for George.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Well, Clark, as we know, player comparison is a popular exercise among fans and analysts alike.
Yeah, I've never really ascribed to that, but in this day and age, I think it's even more unfair to do so because the game has changed tremendously. I mean, 3-point attempts and scoring averages are way north, in large part because of the pace of play. So the game has changed, and that means when you're comparing players, it's a little harder to do in a fair manner.
George, nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Barring a miracle comeback, this one is wrapped up. They were able to control the tempo and flow of the game, and it will end in a victory for the 76ers.
They really had things going. Their offense carried them tonight, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. tonight, simply they won the battle of the field goal percentage. I mean, it made all the difference.
And New York has possession. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. Achua with a screen on Maxey. For three, Bridges. Drummond grabs the miss.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
George with it, and it's Anunoby picking him up. George, and that's good.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
George against Anunoby.
57-44.
George, a deep three. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel...
These two teams are... Both aggressive attacking in transition.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths, right? But really, the league in general is looking for early offense. These teams, no different.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's George, and it's Oubre in at the small forward.
When you shoot hundreds of these shots in gyms by yourself, it will make you automatic just like Mitchell.
Now, here is George. That one good for two.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's Mitchell. Paul George making his last shot. The drive by Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
The speed and confidence of Mitchell on display. A master at knifing his way to the rim.
George against Hunter. Back to Maxey. Pass to Oubre. 6 on the shot clock. George sets a screen for Oubre. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Crafty at cashing in from there. Oubre Jr. enjoys working on his interior game when given the opportunity.
Here's Mitchell. He takes it in, and then Mitchell at the dunk.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Mobley, a screen on George. Here's Mitchell driving to the basket. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Now, look, Mitchell has that rare combination of lightning and thunder. Like, he will blow by you quick, fast, and he will finish over your big.
Here's George. Pass to Drummond. Outside for George. And out of bounds, the Cavaliers will take it. And now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson did give me a few minutes to catch up with him. Well, we talked about how difficult a matchup Joel Embiid can be for a defense. Coach told me it's all about not letting him get established down low and making him try to beat us with longer shots. If we do that, I think we'll be fine. Of course, saying it on the sidelines is one thing and doing it on the court, quite another. Guys?
Thanks so much, David. Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 9. A second chance effort. Embiid against Allen. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Puts up a deep 3. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
With the league's 65-game rule, Joel Embiid might have trouble making another All-NBA team.
Yeah, he's only reached that 65-game mark twice in his career. But he's still a lock to make the Hall of Fame, Kevin, because of how dominant he is when he plays. And look, he's already got an MVP.
Here's George after the made shot from Evan Mobley. Here's Drummond. Pass to George. Fires the 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. Mobley looking it over. And Mobley throws it down.
Not a long way up of Mobley, but he rises to the rim for the finish.
George against Hunter. Puts up a 3. Mobley with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Allen with the ball. Now defended by Embiid. Okoro dishes to Allen. Embiid against Mitchell. Back to Allen. Three-pointer on the way. No good that time. The 76ers trail by 6. Pass to George. Three-pointer. And he's good on the 3-ball. George has got 5 points so far.
And what a smooth three-point shot. George has worked hard to develop that stroke.
Here's Mitchell. Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He comes away with a... And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
And also, they've been draining mid-range jump shots, measuring the defense well, and just taking what they give them.
And so, in the game for the 76ers, we've got Tyrese Maxey, Oubre out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Embiid, and it's George in at the 2 guard. And we see dunkers get technicals for hanging on the rim, slapping the backboard, or Richard even staring someone down. Should refs let that slide, or is that something they got to pay attention to?
I don't mind the hanging on the rim, the smacking the backboard. I love that aggression. The staring people down, that's something you got to be careful with because that can cause some problems, and we don't want any of those issues on the court.
It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Philadelphia ball.
Here's Maxey, and slam dunk by Maxey.
I just love the pace that Maxey plays at, constantly applying pressure to the defense.
Here's Okoro, kicks it out to Mitchell. Nobody near Allen. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Allen's got his first 3 points of the game. Drummond sets the screen for George. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got the lead, back up to 2 now for Philadelphia.
Now that last three must have bothered George a little bit. He goes to the arc with a purpose and fires off his answer.
And it's Mitchell missing. And it's Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. One of the most explosive scorers in the NBA, the great Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I think what makes his offensive game so elite is that he is a very strong and physical guard. He's improved his pick-and-roll game, and he's improved his distance from three. So the space that he has to work from is so impressive. Think D. Wade with a better jumper.
And that one's good, Mitchell.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
Maxey into the lane. Here's George, and there's the drive, and it's George finishing it off.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, when the game is up for grabs like this one has been, it's all about the attention to detail.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up into a starring role with the 76ers. He says, these guys have the ultimate confidence in me, all the way from the organization down to the players. So I can just go out there and be aggressive, play my game, even through mistakes. It's all part of extraordinary growth for the guard. Kevin?
D.A. thanks. He is rewarding their faith. And I love his statement on growth. He's always looking to expand. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Another three for Cleveland. 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Here's Maxey, and there's the call on Evan Mobley. That is his first foul of the game. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, Embiid, no good. For Cleveland, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Mobley, a screen on Maxey. Okoro makes it off the glass. And now a 4-point Cavalier lead.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's George. Oubre outside. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game. .133 left in the first half. Maxey kicks to Embiid. Maxey sets a screen for Embiid. And then jammed down as he goes right over Evan Mobley.
Wow, the process. Come on, I want to see that again.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 17. Mobley outside. And stolen by Drummond. George against Mobley. Drummond with a screen on Mobley. In the corner, it's Oubre. No good on the triple. Cleveland's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the free ball here. Here's Mobley. Kicks it out to Mitchell. 34 seconds left in the first half of the game. Just 3 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Here's George. Pass to Maxey. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer by Embiid. Embiid showing his range right there.
You must respect Embiid's range as a defender. He'll make you pay every chance he gets.
Mitchell outside. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the 76ers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
They've got Max Strus. Thompson is out there with Wade. Then it's Darius Garland. And it's Green in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Edwards. Walker with his screen for Edwards. The Cavaliers pull it in. Now Garland. And he lays it straight in.
When you give Garland these looks, he's going to find ways to capitalize. But I love his aggressiveness.
Lowry up top, guarded by Garland. And Dean Wade gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Team foul.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Edwards screen on Green. Here's Walker, and finished off by Walker.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot, but when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
Thompson sets the pick for Garland. Thompson up top. Pass to Strus. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Strus a screen on Lowry. Another miss by Garland. The 76ers leading by 4. Outside Edwards. Three-pointer. They grabbed their own miss. The kick out to Walker. Second shot opportunity. And Walker throws it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. From downtown. And it's Wade with the rebound. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Wade sets the pick for Garland with the drive, and he uses the glass on the lane. Garland's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just slicing his way to the rack. This man is so crafty. I love it when Garland takes charge like this.
Here's Edwards, plays it up and banks it in. Edwards got the lead up to 6 now for Philadelphia.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And Thompson kicks to Strus. Traps in the tray. Strus has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. .151 left to play in the third. Here's Walker. Out to Edwards. Stolen by Garland.
That's what we call intelligent defense. Just put himself in a position to make a play on that kick out.
How about the little guy throwing himself on the glass?
And the improvement, RJ, from Garland's dribble drive game has been immense.
Kevin, his confidence when he is ready to attack is next level. He's got great footwork. He's got a great handle. Very few defenders can stay in front of him in a one-on-one situation.
Makes it off the glass. Garland's got 6 points in the quarter.
You see the body control that Garland has, takes on the defender, gets hit, adjusts, and finishes. It's just a work of art.
Lowry against Garland. Outside for Lowry. Floats one, and it's good on the way in. Lowry's got the lead back up to 6 now for Philadelphia.
Oh, love the smooth shot from Lowry. Keeping it out of the defense's reach with the floater.
Wade sets the pick for Garland. Going inside. Here's Thompson. Kicks it out to Garland. Launches it. Good work defensively by Lowry.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
27 seconds left in the third. Banked in off the glass. And now an 8-point 76ers lead.
And just so crafty around the hoop. Lowry probably 6 feet at best, and he can slip inside and score with the best of them.
Screws a screen on Lowry with 1 on the clock, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
1 eye on the rim, 1 eye on the clock.
And so it's Philadelphia with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action in just a minute. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth, Paul George is out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the small forward. Got a piece of it. Thompson surveying the floor. Out to Wade. And stolen by Drummond. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
You got to be impressed with how assertive they are on offense, continuing to cut hard to the rim time and time again.
And another place they're finding success is in transition. They've been working hard to get ahead of the defense and find those easy ones.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. And it's off from three-point range. Philadelphia leading by 7. Here's George. Can't connect from short range.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
One heck of a crossover there. And it's 6 points for Evan Mobley.
Depth defending off aggressive coverage. Mobley already looking like a vet out there.
And George kicks to Embiid. Back to George. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid. George has got the lead up to 8 now for Philadelphia. They get a hand on it. And now the 76ers on the break. No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Mobley outside. Offline with his 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
The shot by George, wide open. Hits the jumper in space. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. A 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Embiid, the pass to George. George against Mitchell. Here's Allen. Good D by Embiid.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
The Cavaliers trail by 12. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. No good, unable to end this run.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Pass to Drummond. Embiid against Hunter. Outside for George. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid. George has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the 76ers. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
In just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here.
2 minutes.
George against Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Now the defense has no answer for Mitchell's leaping ability. This man goes up and he will put it down on you quick.
Outside, George. Back to Oubre. Crafty move. And the layup is up and in. And the 76ers lead by 15.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Mobley, a screen on Maxey. Now here's Okoro. He's covered by Maxey. 5 on the clock. Here's Mobley. Rebound by the 76ers.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the 76ers.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Paul George.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Cleveland's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Pass to Allen, and stolen by Drummond. George with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. And another turnover here by Philadelphia.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I see you, big fella.
Can you believe that?
When he took off, I was not expecting that.
George up top, covered by Hunter. Oubre passes to Maxey. Just 5 on the clock. Bob pass to Oubre. Mitchell with it. From deep, George, it's off. So Philadelphia wins it. They came in here and took care. All right, David, thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Hart.
opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in. We're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started.
Now, New York starting five. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Achua. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Anunoby in at the three, small forward. Now here's Bridges. Pass to Achua. Anunoby for three. Knocks it down from distance.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Mitchell against Anunoby. Nice move. And it's Mitchell penetrating. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
And that's easy pickings right there. Leave someone that wide open, and Mitchell's not going to miss them.
When the Knicks are having a good season, it is amazing how excited their fans get, Brent.
Well, it's been generations, BA, that have been salivating for this franchise to get back to its winning ways. The last championship came in 1973, so as a fan, you can't help but get fired up when there's a chance at a title run.
Here's Mitchell. The Knicks making their last shot. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. Towns, right side. Yep, count it.
Nice positioning and footwork on point. And Towns so smooth down there inside.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute, and he said when you watch film on Karl Anthony Towns, his size is impressive, but when you're actually standing next to him, he looks a whole lot bigger. And he knows how to use that size on the blocks and on the perimeter, which makes him an especially tough cover. Brian?
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Anunoby, a screen on Mitchell. Kicks it out to Anunoby. 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. Cavaliers with the rebound. And you look at what they've accomplished this year on the road. 30 wins and counting.
Yeah, they're reaching those historical numbers reserved only for the greatest teams in NBA lore. The types of rosters filled with talent, experience, desire, all built to win championships. I think you can say the same thing about this team.
Mobley with it, and it's Anunoby picking him up. Here's Allen, and it's Allen who slams it home.
And this is the threat that Allen gives you on the interior. Gets great position and then just jams it through.
And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Bridges passes to Towns. Can they get it? Kicks it out to Anunoby. Back to Bridges. Let's go with a three. The rebound by Allen. The Cavaliers lead by 6. With the drive. And it's Allen who slams it home.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Now here's Bridges. Still without a bucket. Achua for 3. Knocks down the triple.
Yeah, making the smart pass there. I mean, Bridges doesn't just hold the ball.
The Cavaliers have gone a perfect 7 for 7. Mitchell against Anunoby. Mitchell drives in, and Mitchell with the slam.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. And we talk about guys who can really guard. 1 through 5. OG Anunoby is one of them, Brent.
Yeah, OG can make your night a living nightmare the way he can guard. He chases around shooters. He's physical enough to deal with wings who like to play in the mid-range, and he's relentless on the defensive end of the floor.
Mobley passes to Mitchell. And he powers it down right on Karl Anthony Towns. Wow.
Oh, guys. I mean, this crowd is in awe of that Mitchell dunk. Heck, I'm in awe, too.
Anunoby can't get it to go. Cleveland leading by 8. And it's Okoro penetrating. The kick to Hunter. 15 seconds left now in the first quarter. Mobley outside. He takes it in. And Mobley throws it down.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Jared Allen getting it done for Cleveland. 8 points in. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
The way they just continue to drive right at the defense, they've really been overwhelming them when they do this.
They've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break adds to your total in a hurry.
So here are the 5 for New York as they start the second. We've got OG Anunoby. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Precious Achiuwa. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Hart in at the shooting guard position. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, Parker.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Knicks trail by 8. Pass to Towns. Back to Bridges. Here's Towns. Checked by Mitchell. And it's powered home by Towns.
Yeah, strong flush from Towns. I like whenever he plays with an edge inside.
Mitchell against Anunoby. Hunter, a screen on Anunoby. Here's Mitchell. And he sinks the 11-footer. Mitchell's got 8 points.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Anunoby for 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
They were able to pull out a win last time because their bench came up big. It's so important to have depth on your roster.
Probably looking for more of the same here, as we know a deep bench so crucial to any team's success.
Soft defense. I mean, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points inside.
For 3, Bridges. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 4 rebounds now. Okoro outside. Allen outside. Mobley passes to Allen. Out to Mobley. Now Mitchell. Anunoby covering. From deep 3-point range. Towns with a rebound.
Man, just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
There's the 3. Achiuwa controls the rebound and the putback.
Well, there aren't a ton of these guys, but a high-energy big. That's the nature of Precious Achiuwa.
Anunoby against Mitchell. Pass to Mobley. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. Oh, he picked him clean. Okoro with the ball. Towns covering. Here's Allen. Outside Mitchell. The 3 ball. Cleveland again missing.
It hasn't been his best quarter. I mean, he's trying to shoot himself out of the slump.
3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Mitchell gets a step. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
The burst and power of Mitchell on full display. This guy's incredible.
Bridges passes to Hart. Stolen by Mitchell. Ooh, good chance here for Hunter. And the Cavaliers get another bucket right there.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Bridges. Hunter with some nice D. The Cavaliers lead by 12. Outside Mitchell. Pass to Okoro. Back to Mitchell. 5 to shoot. Inside. Achua with a steal. Anunoby against Mitchell. To the middle. Here's Achua. Great D that time from Allen.
Well, some smarts there on that play, changing his shot in the air so he could avoid the defense. Can't fault him for the creativity.
Here's Mitchell. The Knicks with the rebound. There's 39 seconds left in the second quarter. Hart finds Achua. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Achua's got 7 points.
And Achua using that speed in the open court.
Allen outside. Back to Okoro. To the inside. Oh! Mitchell taking no chances.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Hart passes to Achua. No good with the triple. Outside Hunter.
And at the buzzer! Count it! Just textbook. Kept his cool and waited for his shot.
That's exactly how you want to close out the quarter, too, with some confidence.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
They couldn't shut down the lane. Only thing that would stuff that is prime check. Maybe 2 of me.
Now that is a... And moving along, a metric. And that's a wrap on half.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We've seen Donovan Mitchell really having a great game.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Yeah, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
They've got Thompson, Javonte Green out there with Darius Garland. Then there's Dean Wade, and it's Strus in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavs. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie.
And Tucker's showing you he's still got the ability to get to the rim.
Out to Thompson. Back to Garland. From behind the arc. Hits the trifecta. And the Cavaliers lead by 14.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
To the paint. It's stolen by Garland. And now the Cavaliers on the break. Here's Thompson. And the shot goes down.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
And here's Brunson from the arc. That one's down for Brunson.
Yeah, you got to guard Brunson tighter than that. He's a legitimate threat from outside the arc.
Out to Thompson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thompson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good, solid start to the half, hitting 3 out of 4.
Robinson, a screen on Green. Here's Brunson. Can't get it to fall.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Strus the pass to Garland. Strus with it. Still no points. Pass to Wade. And he drives in. Oh, Robinson with a block.
Hard to score when Robinson's down there being a factor.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. With Brunson being undersized, he has such a great feel for how to create space, Brent.
Incredible footwork, B.A. The way he puts the needle on the record and just scratches it and pivots around and makes defenders jump and move. Amazing manipulation skills at the point guard position for a guy his size to get it done in the painted area.
Incredible. it sometimes falls to the point guard to be the offensive catalyst.
Seems like he always knows when his squad needs a lift.
Did you see how much air he had under him? Wow.
Second chance effort. Pass to Wade. Fires for three. They get it back. Back to Thompson. Now here's Strus. A deep three. It's hauled in by Robinson. Knicks trail by 12.
2 minutes.
Inside. On the break. And slam dunk by Tucker.
And Tucker knows the value of a fast break. Getting out there, you're ahead of the defense. You got to convert.
Here in the second half, their offense has been strong. Great ball movement, really working well for clean looks.
Here's Garland. Outside Strus. 1:33 left in the third. And no good. The dry spell continues. Outside Brunson. Outside Tucker. Back to Brunson. And there's a pick. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. That one's on Darius Garland.
Might have been a little force from Brunson, but he gets in there to get the foul.
Brent, everyone loves an underdog story, and there's few better than that of Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, this kid falling into the second round and all the perception around whether or not he was big enough or can he shoot the ball, is he athletic enough? This guy has continued to work hard every year and turn himself into an all-star and an all-NBA player. And D. Garland on the attack there, a nice job on the drive.
Cleveland foul. Javonte Green.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Cavaliers.
Well, the defense looks helpless trying to contain them in the open floor, and they've continued to exploit this advantage.
Man, scoring off of turnovers is so helpful. I mean, you get easy opportunities at the rim. It devastates the opponent. They've done a great job tonight of converting on those chances.
The ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Wright. Strus against Brunson. Brunson with the finish inside.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out to Thompson. Pass to Garland. Thompson, a screen on Wright. Garland feeling it out a bit. Clock at 6. Wright with the board.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tristan Thompson. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line. So far, he's made all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. So New York going with almost an entirely new group here. And so he makes both from the line. Outside Mitchell. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. What a game. Neither team giving ground. Cleveland on top, up by 1. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we note, is peripheral vision.
Wow! Put that in the dunk contest!
Yeah, Mitchell putting on a clinic of his skills in this one. Take notes, kids.
Bridges passes to Anunoby. Towns on a screen. Anunoby against Hunter. Towns outside. Just 5 on the clock. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks. Achua. The Cavaliers pull it in. At one point, they led by 16. Down low. Here's Allen.
Oh, man.
Oh! And he jams it home with authority.
Yeah, got to do a little bit more than that to stop Allen there. He's solid at shaking off the hit and still making the shot.
Knicks trail by 6. Hart with a screen on Hunter. Bridges outside. To the middle. Here's Hart, the shake. And he sinks the layup.
Yeah, I love the activity in the pick and roll from Bridges. Delivering a dime right on the money.
Here's Mitchell. Mobley, a screen on Anunoby. And it's Mitchell penetrating. Here's Mobley. He can't get it to go. And some solid defense from Towns. Towns, a screen on Mitchell. Here's Hart. Uses the glass on the layup. Hart's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Not stopping on his way in. Hart going through the defense.
Mobley, a screen on Anunoby. Anunoby against Mitchell. Out to Mobley. This one for three. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds now. Hart finds Anunoby. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And you can see the length that time with OG stretching out to finish.
Mitchell against Anunoby. Outside Mitchell. Mobley, a screen on Anunoby. Mobley outside. It's tipped.
That's the kind of defense you love seeing from Achua. Like how engaged he was there.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. And here's Hunter from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one. Inside.
2 minutes.
Out to Bridges.
2 minutes.
We've got 1:55 left in the final quarter. And the foul on DeAndre Hunter. That's his 3rd foul so far. And New York has possession. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth. Bridges outside. To the paint. Achua finds Bridges. Just 3 to shoot. Back to Achua to take the lead.
Just about 7 feet, Jared Allen can be imposing as a defensive presence.
Towns gets the bucket.
And in the big moments, Towns ups the ante, which allows him to knock down the important shots.
Anunoby against Mitchell. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. And here we go, the Knicks in transition. 3-pointer, Bridges. That one's good. And it's Towns with the assist. Now it's a 6-point New York lead. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Hart against Mitchell. Hart passes to Anunoby. Back to Hart. Now Anunoby. Towns outside. 6 to shoot. Outside Anunoby. The 3-pointer off the mark. Important possession here.
Yeah, we'll see how they execute under pressure.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hunter passes to Mobley. Outside for Mitchell. Back to Mobley. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
His first. Second team foul.
And And no good as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second.
Taking 2 shots.
And no luck that time either. And so the big win by New York in a tight game.
End of the game.
Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was.